Hey friend, John McLennan here, and in this video I want to share with you how to play The Needle and the Damage Done as recorded by Neil Young on guitar. Now this song is great for working on your acoustic folk picking, and this song has one of the most common classic rock chord progressions in it. There's really two parts I'm going to break down in this video, and once you learn those parts, you'll be able to play right along with the original recording. But before we dive into that, if you're new to the channel, I want to hook you up with something right away. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that shows you the 5 chords and scales I use to map out the entire fretboard. And this is so useful for learning songs and learning to improvise and just having a system where when you look down at the neck, you don't feel confused. So I want to give this to you completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or click the first link down below. You can download it right there as my gift to you. So hope you enjoy that, and with that said, let's break it down. All right, so we're gonna start off with the intro, and the first 4 bars go like this. And that progression right there is so common in a ton of classic rock songs. Basically, I'm starting out on a D, and then I'm lifting up that first string. So it goes D to a D sus2. It's the name of that chord where you just leave that first string open. Then we're gonna go to a C sus2, and I play this. Play the 3rd fret here, the 5th string. I'll usually mute the 4th string, then open 3rd string, and 2nd string plays the 3rd fret there with the ring finger. And then sometimes I'll even bring in that high E. Then we're gonna walk the bass down. So this note is gonna stay, but we'll just walk the note down on the 5th string. So it's gonna go to the 2nd fret, and then even the 1st fret. And when I go to that 1st fret, I'll put my pinky there. So it's C sus2, this is a G over B, and then this chord is called a B flat 6. It's a really cool progression. Now the trick to getting this to sound like the recording is your strum hand is going back and forth, but you have a little bit of what's called a shuffle or swing feel. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now what I'm doing is I'm breaking up the strings. So with my strum hand, I'm kind of strumming here the lower strings, then the higher strings. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Getting this little melody. So 1 and 2. On the and a 2, I lift off and go to that D sus2 chord. 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and then da, da, da. Then I'm trying to basically not go to the 1st string after that with my strums. See that there? So I'm creating a little melody as I'm strumming back and forth. Now it's not going to be perfect when you start, so don't worry about making it perfect, but just start to get that feel of your hand going back and forth. Then when we go to the C sus2, we'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So here I'm playing that 5th string, those are my lower strings. Then I'm emphasizing that 2nd string. Then I emphasize the 1st string, then back to the 2nd string. So going back and forth here, but getting this melody. Then I continue that same kind of emphasizing of those specific strings, but I change the chord. So all together, the first 4 bars go. That's a useful technique where you're strumming through the chords, but you're almost bringing out melody notes, almost playing a melody while you strum. From there, we're going to go to the C chord and play this. Okay, that's the next 2 bars. So I'm starting on a C. That's just from the 5th string down, 3, 2, open, 1, open. I'm gonna go down, up, then I'm gonna do these little licks. So here I'm playing the 4th string open, hammering to the 2nd fret. Then I play an up strum there on kind of the top part of that C chord. Then the 3rd string open, up strum, then play the 3rd string open and do a hammer to the 2nd fret, then an up strum. So that first bar goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's kind of a swinging triplet in there with those hammer-ons. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're on this little shape, so I've sort of left my C chord. I have part of it here, but I'm playing a little lick off it. Then we go like this. So that's hammering 2 to 3 on the 3rd string, then up strum, then 2nd fret on the 3rd string, up strum, open 3rd string, up strum, then the 3rd fret of the 4th string, up strum. So I have that little pattern there. Such a cool lick, and this really reminds me of like a bluegrass style of folk music, something like that sort of sound like a Maybelle Carter, or what I call Carter style playing. So here we're gonna go. From there we're gonna go to an E sus4, and this looks like your E chord. We're just gonna add our pinky down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we get this chord. Then we're gonna go. So we're gonna work our way through the strings. We're gonna start on the 3rd string, play that note, do an up strum. Then play the 4th string, do an up strum. Then the 5th string, do an up strum. And then the 6th string, do an up strum. So it's all the way basically back up through the strings like this. Then we're gonna do a similar thing. We're gonna switch to an E chord though. So we'll take that pinky off and repeat. And then here we'll go and play the open 5th string. So it ends with that little variation there. So those 2 bars backing up from the E sus4 go like this. Then we reset back to the D. So here's the entire intro played as one piece for context, and I'll slow it down a bit from the original recording. Here's what that sounds like. 3 and 4 and... From there, Neil comes in singing, "Heard You Knocking on My Cellar Door." We're gonna play almost the same thing. Here's what the verse sounds like. All right, so some subtle variations in there. The first 4 bars are basically the same. We're gonna go D to D sus2, C sus2, G over B, B flat 6. Now from here, instead of going off into all the fills, we're gonna keep it a little bit simpler here because Neil's singing on top. So the last thing you wanna be doing as an accompanist is, you know, playing a bunch of fills while the singer's singing. They're just gonna be like, hey, can you stop? So here he just reins it in a little bit, goes to the C chord, and then the F chord. So that's a little bit different there. C, then we're gonna go down to this F chord, which is just the top 4 strings. It's a great folk F, 3, 2, 1, 1. Play that for a bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then E sus, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then in the last bar we'll go. You could do this little fill. Now the easy way would be just stay on E, but Neil does this throughout the recording. He'll play the lower strings, the higher strings, 1, and then do a hammer from the 5th string open to the 2nd fret, then an up strum. Then play the 4th string, slide that 2nd fret up to the 4th fret, do an up strum, and then back down, and then an up strum. So it's, so that whole measure goes 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. So here's the entire verse played as one piece. Again, this is where Neil comes in singing 3 and 4 and. Then you repeat. Now that goes over and over for the entire song. And when you end, we end on, remember that first 4-chord progression, that classic rock chord progression I was calling it. We start on the D, we end like this. So that's basically just walking down D, C sus2, G over B. When we get to that B flat 6, we end on beat 3. We go 1 and 2 and 3. So have fun putting those sections together. Remember, it's not going to be perfect when you start, but just learning something like this is great for your picking accuracy and just playing in this beautiful acoustic style. So rewind the video and go over any parts that are unclear. And to help you even more with putting together the scales and the chords, so you're gonna know the scales that go together with these chords, so you can create licks like what Neil's doing in this song, grab my fretboard guide. It's completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or click the first link down below. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you have an amazing day, and if you like Neil Young, be sure to watch this video next.